Cool. Oh, well, let's hand it over to Shannon and take us through some more Edge of Darkness. Do you reckon this is it? Are we going to end? We're over tonight? We're either going to die
I think this should be the end. Depends, though. You never know. Like, if you go at our stride pace...
Okay, well, let's go at that, because it seems like
one room.
Because it does seem like Adam may be away next week as well. So let's just go nice and slowly, and we'll pace it
a
out.
few flashbacks. That reminds me of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I got a ramen recipe.
Yeah. It's a good callback to some Naruto filler episodes there.
Yes.
If you need to know anything about
this is no Curse of Strahd. It should be over in about 3
minutes.
Episodes. 3 minutes. I mean, it could be over real quick.
Okay.
You guys might just cark it.
Stakes are high.
You might slip over and die or something. I don't know. But
we caught the bubble last episode, and we didn't realize till now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's bananas littered everywhere. Banana skins. Okay. All right. So last episode, it ended with you discovering, or you found a hobo named Red Jake, and he thwomped you on the head real hard. Who did he thwomp?
Nevada Jones.
Oh, Nevada Jones.
Right in the head.
But you guys managed to hit him back.
Yeah, right in the face.
Ended up tying him up.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him back really, really hard.
Really hard.
And
a few kicks.
Die. A few kicks. A lot of questioning.
That's
right. Threatening to throw him down the well. Tied him up. And he recounted some sort of story about some swirling invisible creature that was going to attack him, but it got distracted at the last moment and whooshed off and towards the tree line. You went to investigate, Jessie, and you found eventually a dead body of a middle-aged woman. And then you ran to the police station, got the police. They drove back, and it ended with him turning over the body because you didn't touch the crime scene.
Yeah.
Which is very good. You've been watching a lot of CSI. He flipped over the body and boom, discovered that her heart had been removed. Her chest had been ripped open and there was no heart. Okay, so...
Interesting.
I think... Okay, so... Yeah, let's just start it there with the police officer. He's hunched over and he's just made this horrible discovery. This is Maggie McFurder for sure, but
let's get my notes out.
Her heart is missing.
And I think
are we standing next to him or like
how close do you want to be? Because I know that you were sort of standoffish before.
Yeah.
I think
before he arrived.
I think Nevada Jones is standing near Red Jake, who's been tied up, which is sort of like midfield-ish.
Yeah. And Jessie is definitely over there with the police officer, but he's maybe like 5 to 10 feet away, I'd say. Maybe 10 feet back from the body. But close enough to be able to see.
Sanity effect.
Yeah.
From seeing the body. I mean, it's gotten worse, but you'd already vomited, I think. Was that right? Or
that's correct.
Someone
that's correct.
vomited?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. Oh, well, even the police officer looks pale. And he stands up and fans his face, even though it's a cold winter day. It's about 3:00 in the afternoon now. It's grey and cloudy. Says, well, I'm going to have to take Maggie back to town, and I guess I'll take that hobo with me, that murdering son of a bitch. What about you boys?
Jesse is just like trying not to throw up again. He's got like his hand over his, and he's turned his back, and he's just kind of listening to the officer, and he's just like, "Yep, you do what you've got to do."
Can you give me a hand with this with the body of Maggie here? I'm gonna go get my car and pull it up over here.
Yeah. Jesse walks back to Nevada and says, maybe we can swap shifts. The officer needs a hand. I can't.
Yeah. Sure, Jesse. Just kick this piece of if you feel bad. It works wonders. Like, my head doesn't hurt quite. Yeah, I'll go help the officer. Yeah, sweet. And Nevada Jones will head over and stand in the same spot that Jesse did.
The police officer arrives back, driving his car, put, over to the tree line and backs it up. He said, "Well, thanks for helping. I guess I'll just..." He holds a blanket and I'll wrap her up in this and put her in the back seat. I'm not really equipped for bodies.
Yeah, sure. Do you take the feet or the hands and we just...
Well, he starts to wrap her up and bundle her into this blanket. And if you hold her feet and we'll lift her in. So he picks her up. And Nevada doesn't. Yeah, and whoop, she goes into the back seat. Now, where are you guys from? I haven't seen you around Ross's Corner.
Yeah, we came out here to help out with an investigation from the previous owner of this property. Did you know him?
No, I've never met him. I heard it's owned by someone who never visits.
Yeah, Mr. Merriweather. He's a member of the society of the university that we represent, and he's asked us to put his affairs in order. Anything from Mr. Merriweather from the police records or anything that we need to help tie up for yourself, or has he been okay?
I wouldn't know. As far as I know, he pays his rates. And that's it. Hopefully he's doing well. His place is a bit of in disrepair.
Yes.
You can see hobos living in it.
Unfortunately, he's passed away, hence us appearing to sort of tidy things up for himself. But glad he paid his rates. He seems to be a good man from my interactions with him. We'll sort this place out, won't we, Jesse?
Yep. He just shouts from over near Red J. Yeah.
This guy, he's keen. He's okay. Anything else you need from us, officer?
Well, are you all right staying here? Would you like to come back into town? Give you a lift if you like, or...
Thanks. I think we've got a bit of tidying up to do around here, but we'll probably pop back into town later on.
Okay.
I think Jesse's probably spending a little bit of time with Red Jake, just being like absolutely aghast. Why did you do that? Such a depraved thing. Like, how you were gonna rot in hell for eternity with that kind of action, Jake. And I hope you do.
Red Jake is he's still looking crazy. His eyes are wild, and he's panting. He's like, I didn't do it. Oh, Red Jake, I just want to go home.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see home for a long time, Jake.
Just let me out. Just untie me, all right? I didn't hurt anyone. And you better get out of here too.
Just gives him another little kick. No, I think he's just going to take a few steps away as to just ignore him and just watches Jessie and Nevada and the officer sort of head back from the tree line.
Okay, so the officer drives back to the house, gets out, and he says, I hope you don't mind me having a look around the house. I just want to see if there's any accomplices or anything like a murder weapon or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Nothing like some professional eyes to look.
Disappears into the house for a while.
What do you think, Jesse?
I don't know. I mean, and he sort of steps away from Red J, keeps his eyes on him, but just gets some distance just so he can't really hear what we're talking about. Did you see what happened to Maggie? What he had done to her?
I certainly didn't want to look directly, but that was some pretty, over-the-top fatal activity there.
Is this just a coincidence that, this happened and Jake just happened to be here and this, or do you think he was capable of that?
He's very crazy.
Look at his eyes.
The short interactions we've had with him, he swears black and blue he's never heard a fly. And there's certainly a fly in this noggin, which is pretty bruised. And, has he been here for months or days? Who knows? But
I've been here for 1 day. Look, stop talking to me like I'm not here. Look,
well,
I'm not crazy. Look at me, I'm completely sane. I just want to get out of here. And if you don't get out of here, same thing's going to happen to you. Okay? If you don't tell me, it might happen to me.
You're not in the position to threaten us anymore, Mr. Red.
I'm not threatening. You're threatening me. Let me out of here.
I was.
Okay, the officer comes in. Oh, what?
I was. I must admit, Jesse, this place makes me a little bit on edge. I normally don't, whip out my pistol as often as I did earlier in the day and be quite so fervent in my death threats. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the grim place that we stand in here.
Yeah. Have you feeling okay?
No. I feel like utter blooded head. But I'm glad you're here with me, Jesse. I think we just wrap up this place. We'll find something and maybe head back at the end of the day. Make the report of the SEU and we're done. What do you think?
I'll be surprised if we find anything else. I don't think there's anything else we really need to worry about, to be honest.
I think we've got the barn and the attic left. Is there anywhere else we want to check?
Oh, we haven't actually looked around downstairs as well. So the basement, the attic. I just want to see if there is that summoning circle, if that's still there down in the basement. I assume it's in the basement. And there was supposedly some knocking around in the attic. We can check that out. But let's just entertain for a moment that what Jake over there said is true. I don't think we're going to find anything in this house. It sounds like it's disappeared out through the trees and who knows where. And that's, you know what? If that's what we have to report back to our team, then
SEU.
SEU, yeah. Then so be it.
Speaking of which, that officer has taken some time. Should we check if he's okay? We don't know if there's another hobo in there.
Yeah, have we heard anything coming from the house?
Nope.
Can I just listen out?
Yeah, we can roll listen.
Well, I am very bad at that. So 35 versus 20, that is a fail.
What's up?
Oh, that's right. You yell whenever he does listen.
Maybe.
No, you don't.
Should we go check?
Anything.
We can leave bloody Jake here in the middle of the field tied up.
Why don't we put him in the back of the car?
Well,
the car. Let's put him in the car. And maybe we can tie him to the seat or something, just so he doesn't go
the boot.
Anywhere.
This.
We can chuck him in the boot.
Let's chuck him in the boot
because the body's in the back. We don't want to. Yeah, no, let's put him in the boot.
Yeah. He deserves the boot. Okay. All right, I'll grab the hands. Do you want to grab the feet?
Yeah, he's like wrestling with the feet.
Gentle.
Okay.
Don't
Just
put me
take
in
it
the
easy,
boat.
Mr. J. It'll be fine.
We're just going to put you in there until the officer puts you in a cell, I guess. Okay, so...
Yeah.
As long as I get out of here, that's
Well,
all right.
you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put me in a car.
Okay.
Go straight to town. Is the boot unlocked? Like, or we could
Yeah,
just
it
use
is.
them as a
It
bat.
is.
There you go. Cool. Okay.
Just smack his
Better
head into
way.
the lock until
Okay,
it
you
opens.
shove.
Yeah.
You shove Red Jake into the boot, bundle him in. Just don't shut it.
Well, yeah. both of them hands on the boot. Just close
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And Nevada's
Okay,
gonna
yes.
whip out a handshake to Jessie.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Like, of the different investigations I've been on over the years, this has been remarkably efficient. So I think, Jessie, that's down to your preparation.
Jesse, like now that he's got a moment, he's just making some notes about what has happened so far. Like, he's noting down Red Jake, the suspicious hobo living in this place, and the murder, and blah blah blah. No signs of any sort of suspicious extra like supernatural activity. But
Nice.
yeah, let's
Okay.
go check on the officer.
Yeah.
Scrupulous.
Officer
Good list there,
Scrupulous.
writing notes.
Nevada will go into the house and sort of call out, Officer, are you in the house or the barn?
You don't hear anything.
He must be in the basement, or just checking out the basement.
Jessie, do you want to get your bat? Like,
My bat's inside.
okay, let's go around to the front door. Nevada's gonna get his pistol out. Like, this place just gives me the creeps. I can feel something's gone wrong already.
Okay.
We're gonna go straight to where your bat is,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll find Officer from there. Okay.
It's just at the top
What
of
do
the
you think?
stairs. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Jesse sort of gets in behind Nevada, knowing that he doesn't have any sort of weaponry on him at this point.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'll move your tokens up. It's always tricky. How do I do that? And boink. So you're going to the front door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then you enter the front door.
Nevada's
And
breathing
there's no
slowly.
sign of anyone. It's dim and quiet, dusty in here. And there's a horrible smell of like old rotting meat. Hits your nostrils.
Smell of rotting meat. This smell wasn't there before, right?
It was.
You did smell some rotting meat, but then it seemed to... You didn't notice it again or something.
Okay.
Jesse like holds his nose and spies his baseball bat just at the top of the stairs, leaning up against one of the walls, and just runs over to quickly just scoop it up.
All right. Are you good?
All right, you grab your baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nevada's going to shout down the stairs. Officer, come out! Can you hear us?
Huh? Is that you boys? You
Yeah,
hear
you
from,
okay?
Coming, a voice coming from the cellar. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if there's any other accomplices or anything like that, or a murder weapon. I'm just down here. You see the light of a flashlight moving around in the darkness down there?
Okay.
Nevada is super relieved, and he just puts his handgun away.
Strange question, officer. Is there any kind of chalk pattern on the ground down there?
Chalk? It doesn't look like it. There's a bunch of stuff down here, though.
Should we take a look?
Looks like...
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll be down. We're
You hear
coming
some
down.
rustling and... Oh,
Nevada
I'm
will-
coming down too.
Slip
Jake,
down
get back in the car.
Sorry, that's the cornflakes here, didn't it?
That's the crunchy nut cornflakes.
Yeah.
Actually, that cornflakes.
Ah, yeah.
All right, so All right. So you walk down and you're in the cellar. It was very dark when you first came down here and spied old Red Jake. But now it's illuminated in parts wherever the officer points his flashlight. It's a whole bunch of stuff down here. It's chairs. So some light filters down through the cracks in the floorboards from the rooms above, but not enough to see clearly. Now you've got this flashlight pointing around. The cellar is small and has a low ceiling, making the room feel claustrophobic. The floor is hard-packed earth. It's cooler than the house above and smells of dirt and dust. There is a pair of chairs against a wall at the base of the steps and a table with a missing leg resting on its side. That's probably the leg that he pulled off to thwack you with. Shelves line one wall. Cans and boxes sit on the shelves, each holding long spoiled remains of foodstuffs. There's several tins of tea leaves lurking among the cans. There's a complete silver set you see flashing in front of you as the light passes over it. A few cast iron pots and pans for cooking and a set of tableware for eating. You spot on a low shelf a row of bottles containing liquor. The police officer doesn't mention it. As you know, it's what do they call it?
Prohibition.
Prostitution. Yeah. So near the steps leading into the cellar, there's an old but sturdy-looking 8-foot ladder. It's 2.5 meters. Behind the steps is a pile of lumber. It's like tools and like rusty old nails and just working stuff. But there's also a bundle under an oiled tarpaulin. The officer pulls away the tarpaulin slowly, and it reveals a trunk. It's an expensive-looking old travel trunk, and its straps are fastened and the latches are secured. So you guys own this stuff now, or your family of the owner, Mr. Merriweather, was it?
Yeah, we're representatives to tidy up his affairs.
Just take stock of what's here and report back.
He was a bit of a collector. He had a couple of pretty interesting pieces, if you're familiar with the Phenoenic era.
The what?
The Phenoenic era. You know, the...
Phenoenic era.
Yeah, you know, with the pyramids and the Egyptians and all that.
Oh!
Long time ago.
Yeah,
Other side of the world. Yeah. He had some good pieces.
Europe.
That's it. I gotta say that trunk is looking pretty out of place to my eyes compared to the rest of the things we've found in this place. What do you think to your professional
drunk, but
police eyes?
Looks nice.
And so you're saying it's fastened, fastened with locks, is it?
The straps are fastened and the latches are secure, but no lock.
Okay. I mean, we're taking stock of what's here, Nevada. Should we just pop it open?
Yeah. Let's have a look, eh? Do you mind holding the flashlight, officer, while we're here, and we can just have a quick look?
Yeah, all right. He stands to one side and points the flashlight.
Is the smell of like rotten meat worse down here or upstairs?
It's worse upstairs.
Okay.
All right.
Jessie sort of eyes up this trunk that's been lit by the torch. It's like, okay, well, let's do a strap each. Let's see if we can get this sorted.
Funk. All right. Thwonk. Okay, you thwonk it open.
Yeah.
You just get your strap on and you open it up. Open up the lid. Inside it, you see that there's a folded black cloth on top. There's a bunch of stuff in there, but on top, folded black cloth, and on top of that is a handwritten letter resting on it. And on the inside of the trunk, more of those carved symbols that you saw above the doorways and windows that you figured were warding sigils.
I don't remember there being any mention of this trunk or putting anything away into a trunk in this thing. There was talk of them retrieving their belongings, but...
Should we lock this upstairs, Jesse? We didn't take up the officer's time with us mulling through his academia artifacts. What do you think?
Yeah. I think this was to keep the symbols were rewarding, right? And they were put at the
Jesse, sorry, my you know how I get sometimes.
Yeah. Let's take this upstairs.
Thank you.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Officer, do you mind just aiding us with a bit of light as we take this upstairs? We gotta catalog some of this stuff.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
So you carrying it upstairs?
Yeah.
Nice and slow.
All right, he lights your way, and as you're near the top of the stairs, you hear a little clinking of, sounds like some bottles being moved. And then he appears behind you at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, you guys are up here.
Should we take this outside where there's less stank, Jesse? We can work through it there. What do you say?
I feel we need to open this inside. Just
what is that smell? You hear the officer say, "It smells like something died in here."
Do you want to see if you can find that? And
Yeah.
and we'll worry about this.
We did see the hobos, hobo paraphernalia, maybe it's in there. But
I looked in that and I didn't see anything dead, and I also didn't find a murder weapon. I'll just be back in a minute. He goes down and then he re-emerges from the cellar holding the ladder that you saw.
Oh, okay.
It smells like it's coming from up there.
Oh, you're going to get up into the...
I'm just going to have a look.
I would... Nevada, he can't...
Officer...
I'm worried about...
Yeah?
Just to be fully upfront with you, if you're
Please
thinking about going into the attic, we have some documentation that talks about a death a number of years ago with occupants in this house in the attic.
Really? A murder?
We're not sure of their honesty or their accuracy, but we didn't want to put you in undue harm if there is sharp objects up there or something.
Well, I appreciate it.
Maybe go check out the barn.
Reports of a murder and I can smell something dead. I'm afraid I'm going to have a look.
Just so you're not concerned, I do have a permit for a .38 special handgun, which I'm currently carrying in my jacket. If you're happy with it, I will draw this just in preservation of your safety, just because I'm a cautious man. Is that okay with you?
Whoa. Now, what are you expecting here? Please do not pull out a gun in my presence, all right?
I thought the offer was verbally best first. If that is your preference,
yeah,
no problem.
I don't know what you're expecting. If something's died up there, I don't think I have much to worry about apart from disease.
Oh, well, do you have safety? We don't want you obviously getting sick. Have you got something to stop yourself from maybe it's another raccoon up there in the attic. Then
Yeah, well, let's hope that's all it is. Yeah, don't you worry about me. I've got a good constitution.
Okay.
He
Jessie,
props
should we
the ladder up, and underneath the is it like a trapdoor or something? What do they call those in the ceiling?
Yeah. I guess
Portal.
Yeah, the trapdoor to a portal to the attic.
Cthulhu's Maw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he lifts it. Could you mind steadying the ladder for me?
Nevada's going to white knuckle his side of the ladder. You be very careful, officer. We appreciate you being alive on this planet with us.
What do you mean?
I'm just a dramatic archaeologist. We talk like this sometimes.
Right.
And Jesse's
Okay.
just like he's looking at all the warding symbols that have been carved into like the walls above the windows, and he's just remembering the journal talking about how these warding symbols were put in place to basically push this entity up into the attic area. And he's like looking back at the box, and he doesn't know how to stop this from occurring as the officer like climbs the ladder.
Yeah, I don't know what you worry about. Yeah. Okay. So he climbs the ladder and oh, okay. He said, "Oh, the smell's getting worse up here." Hold on. Hey, it doesn't smell so bad. It smells like bread. He cracks the trapdoor open a little bit. Yeah, it's like freshly baked bread up here or something. He opens it up and he says, "Hold the ladder tight. I'm just gonna walk up to the top rung." And he puts his hands into the portal, lifts his head up, and you hear like something moving across the ceiling, like boom, 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 and the officer screams, "Ah!" A blood-curdling scream, and he gets whipped up. His legs go, and whole body goes up into the attic. And you hear like just the most horrible blood-curdling scream you can imagine, just so loud and raw, ripping out of the lungs of the officer as noises just bang, 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 bang. And then just a gushing of blood pours down over the ladder, and then a head rolls down in front of you. Can you roll a sanity roll, please?
I failed. 93 versus 46.
I'm going to assess that.
Okay, so I think a D4
A D4?
for that, and even if you succeeded, you lose 1.
So that's 3.
Okay.
Right, it's down to 48 or 50.
Cool. So you lose 3. Jessie, you already emptied your stomach, but now you start to reel around backwards, just backing around the walls, and there's blood all over you as you look down. You can see it had gushed down over your face and down your front, over both of you. Jesse's backing up against the wall, like just in horror, his mouth opening and closing like a fish. And I think with the success, you aren't quite as bad, Nevada, but you do like close your eyes and like just try and stifle a scream. And after about a minute, you can both regain your breath and it's silent there, and there's no sounds coming from upstairs, up in the attic, and there's no smells. The smell of rotten meat is gone. Just the dripping of the officer's blood as it comes through the boards in the ceiling.
Nevada's going to be holding his hand over his mouth to sort of stop himself screaming, and is going to try and pull Jessie out of the house.
And Jesse's just like hyperventilating. He's just, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Just come on. And is Jessie going to come with Nevada out the door?
Yeah. He's not really in control, I think.
All right. We'll drag you outside. Ooh, I'm outside. Tell me that didn't happen, Jessie. Like,
Jessie again is still just breathing intensely. He's just like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I thought we had this. Like, what do we do, Jessie? Like, he is proper dead. There's no going back.
That could have been us.
Yeah. Maybe for the next 5-10 minutes, Nevada will just not make a full sentence. We just yep.
I think just pure out of just running on, I don't know, just not instinct, but just an empty head. It's just a completely empty head. Jessie walks to the boot of the car, opens it up, and just starts undoing Jake's ropes. Just like what Jake sees is like the boot open and Jessie just covered head to toe in blood, and just like 1,000-yard stare starts just undoing Red Jake's ropes.
Okay. You've seen it, haven't you? They come for you.
Jake.
Yeah, that's what I said. Red Jake isn't a liar. You got that? Red Jake is an honest man. And I gotta get out of here. Just untie me.
And Jesse's just like was untying.
Wait, Jessie, just leave his feet.
What? But
if this thing eats people, I don't want to be the next one. This piece of shit.
Yeah.
I ain't done nothing wrong.
Jessie hears you say like that, and he just like looks up towards you, and he's like, and he puts his hand back on Red Jake to like push him, secure him into the boot. Like,
what?
Don't move, Red Jake. Shut the boot. Shut the boot.
What? Just let me out of here.
Shut your face.
And Jessie like is now confused. He's like, what you're saying makes 100% sense to him. He's like, I don't want to be eaten, and he just shuts the boot down again.
I don't want to be eaten.
Goof. Jessie, like,
Door slam. The boot slams on Red Jake.
Yeah,
You just hear muffled.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
There was one of the symbols, the warding symbols, was in that trunk, right? You saw those within the trunk. They were trying to keep whatever is in the attic out of that trunk. There's something in that trunk that can maybe, that they wanted to keep away from this thing.
Or the trunk was the vessel that took it here, because it couldn't leave the trunk until they opened it here, maybe. What are we doing here, Jessie?
I'm going in. And Jessie just sort of marches his back through that front door up to where that trunk is, and just without looking off to the western room, doesn't want to see even a glimpse of it, tosses open the trunk lid again.
We see the folded black cloth and the letter and the sigils on the inside of the lid.
He grabs the letter to read it.
Okay. I will make that readable somehow.
Navarro's just going to smell while Jessie's getting the letter ready. So if there's a change in smell, like if it all of a sudden goes rank, he'll react.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
He's going to tell Jessie that the creature is coming if the smell appears.
Okay, Jessie finds the handwritten letter.
Nothing's coming.
Is it
can I
blank?
see it?
Yeah, you've shared it, but it's a completely blank.
Oh.
Is it in the GM notes section? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why. So we can't see that section.
Well, I said show to players.
Okay. It shows everything except things that are in the GM notes.
Well, that's how's that, Andy? Do you want me to read it?
Please, yeah.
I better read it. God damn it. Okay. Handout. Number 5. 23rd of March, 1877. I don't know why I'm putting this down on paper. It's probably a bad idea, but I feel the need to leave some kind of explanation for my actions and intent. When I took the sarcophagus from my uncle, I did not think it would be missed. I expected to be able to research it and return it later. I was such a fool. Despite believing in the powers we tried to summon, I grossly misunderstood the consequences. Now Robert is dead, and Harold is a madman. I'm going back to the farmhouse to organize our things. I dread stepping foot again in that place, but I must make sure that our materials will be available again when we need them. Since the others are too shaken to attempt a banishment of the creature, I can only hope that the thing hasn't the power to remain in our reality more than a few hours or days. At least it's bound to the house itself. I shall search for a means to destroy it before the last of us passes from this world and its release from the house, if it is still there. I believe I know where I can find the knowledge I need to drive this creature away without assistance from others. I hear tales of mystics in New Orleans that know much of the true magics of the world. I'm leaving the gold box in Rupert's care. I told him not to sell it or have it appraised by anyone, but I did not tell him why. He also seemed puzzled by my insistence not to live in Boston, but I believe he trusts my judgment not to go into danger unwittingly. My uncle does not know about our dark brotherhood, so Rupert and the others will be safe from anyone looking for it. I'll be back to put things right again. Marion Allen. P.S. I write this before I close the lid on the trunk. The thing is still in the attic of the house. It seems to recognize me and spoke foul curses at me. I will carve protective wards on the trunk to prevent any tampering with its contents, just in case.
He's like points to that last sentence to Nevada. I told you there was something in here.
You're a natural, Jessie. Nevada's just going to white knuckle his pistol in his hand for some sort of attempt at safety.
And Jessie's going to delve deeper into the trunk to uncover the contents.
Okay, as you pull up the cloth, you find that they are 6 folded black robes. Like you would see in sort of a cult movie. There's a cigar box and a sheaf of yellowed papers.
Like cigarette papers? Is that what you're talking about?
No, just like letter paper.
Oh, right.
A sheaf of them.
Oh, okay. Right. So he's like pulling the robes up and over
written on.
up and over the edge of the trunk to try and get into it. He sees so there was stuff written on the paper, did you say?
Yeah, and the cigar box is a decent size.
Okay, I think he's going to go for that cigar box first.
Okay. The cigar box is a brand of cigars that date to the 1870s.
Mm-hmm.
You open it up, and you see a small metal canister containing... a small metal canister. You haven't opened it. And a smaller wooden box with a sliding lid.
Like those old woodworking pencil cases you'd make at like intermediate.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
So
made
a
one of
little
those,
metal
Jesse.
canister and an even smaller wooden box. Well,
So a canister. Oh, okay. So maybe not as big. All right.
Oh, Jesse.
This is
Let's not open anything until we've soaked the information in that we can. What is that paper I see there?
yeah. Does it look like it might take some time to put together what's on these sheets of paper?
yep. Well, maybe. So the papers are handwritten notes, and you can see on the top they all date from 1877.
Which is when this all went
All of them are
down.
in the same handwriting as Marion Allen's letter that you just read. Yeah, they might take a little while, I suppose, but you skimming it through. So there's 6 sheets of paper that are all the same. All of them look like copies of the same sort of Latin words.
Oh, I think okay. So I think Jesse's putting this together, like the 6 robes, the 6 pieces of paper with the words on it. This is part of their summoning ritual. The 6 of them had to sit on the ground and read aloud while Rupert sat as the watcher, watching it all go down. That's a blank handout as well, by the way.
Jesse, make sure you don't read that aloud. Only read it in your mind, just in case.
I don't really know Latin, so it's not a problem. Not a problem.
But you can still read it aloud, even if you don't know what it says. It says O Spiritus von per Ponteriamus, and etc. goes on. It's like a couple of paragraphs of it. And so neither of you can speak Latin, is that right? Or
Correct.
But one of these sheets is in English, and it identifies the Latin chant as having been derived from a book called De Vermius Mysterious.
Okay.
It also states that while the original chant detailed the ritual for releasing the spirit trapped inside the ancient amber, several words within the incantation have been replaced, changing the original summoning ritual to one of exorcism, so that it may be used to dispel the vile spirit currently trapped in the attic.
He came back. He obviously figured out. He obviously went to see these mystics. He's come back. He's made these adjustments. I think if we read these aloud, I think this might be it.
You've had some pretty good calls today, Jesse. Like, what's your thinking? Do you think if we do anything like this, it's going to be dramatically worse than the current state, or do you think things are going to improve? Because this guy clearly got a lot of people killed.
He's flicking through the journal again now, just to look over, like really quickly looking through. He's like shaking as he does so, and he just keeps being. But there was 6 of them that summoned. He's saying that he was hoping to find a way to be just himself, but he obviously didn't do it. But he came back with the words. Obviously, just one wasn't enough.
You also see a sheet with a description of a pentagram with other symbols written inside it and around a circle around it. And it says the symbol must be drawn as part of the ritual. There's 3 sheets you're flipping through. You're a fast reader. 3 sheets discuss the procedure of the ritual itself, which takes at least an hour to perform and must be started at midnight. So at least one person speaks aloud the ritual phrase at any one time, and another person draws the pentagram on the floor and can burn certain combinations of chemicals in a nearby fire nearby. Alan's notes mentions that the chemicals resembles a brown powder, and it says that it is prepared and stored with those papers in a metal canister for ready for use. And the one person may perform the ritual chant. The notes recommend that several people take part, but one can do it. But it's best if there are multiple, so that, because it cannot be interrupted. So it says that people can overlap as long as someone is chanting. Doesn't matter who, they can swap, but it can't be interrupted. It must be undisturbed. If the chant is continuous with at least one person reciting the repeating phrases aloud, the spirit must succumb. However, it warns that even the slightest disruption of the chanting may result in failure, requiring another ritual to be performed on the following night. The notes suggest that during the ritual, a watch should be posted lest the sorcerers be disturbed by the nuisances and distractions of malevolent spirits. Thus, these sheets confirm that a 2-hour ritual using the chant provided, begun at midnight, will drive off unwanted spirits.
Jessie goes to this little canister and sort of shakes it just to see if there's anything within it.
It's kind of heavy, and you can hear some sort of powder or something moving around.
He's just going to pop open, see if he can find a means to pop it open, just to confirm the suspicions.
If there's an upper button, don't let it out.
Easily open it. The small metal canister, and it contains a coarse brownish powder.
Okay. Quickly puts the lid on and tries to secure it as like it's gold. He's holding on to it like it's incredibly important. So that leaves the wooden box.
Oh, Jessie, I'm having trouble. I'm covered in another man's blood. We're not in a good spot. How are you doing, my friend?
Jessie is shaky and like almost bordering on wild. Like his adrenaline is absolutely pumping. And he's sort of reciting a lot of that stuff that was in that letter that was written on that piece of paper. And he's saying, if I can make this, and he holds up that shape, if I can make this, and I can recite this, and he's holding up another piece of paper, and you, with your gun, you just keep anything away from me. Anything. Nothing can interrupt this. Like, not even, and he leans, he's a bit wild, and not even Jake, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Jessie, you're certainly a braver man than I, but do we do this? We could just take the car.
And then you saw what happened to Maggie. That's going to happen again and again and again, and probably further and further from here if we don't do something. Are you going to sleep well tonight?
How about we burn the house down? I was really hoping that would work.
If we burn the house down, we burn the warding symbols. Right? Right? This is what else have we got to do?
But Maggie died outside.
I don't get. I think it has to come back to its base, maybe? I don't know.
I'm worried at any moment my nose will flare up and one of us will die. Should we kill Jake?
I don't want him interrupting what we have to do.
I think he's not going to interrupt us being locked in the boot, but if whatever is upstairs comes down, only got 6 shots before I need to.
By the way, Jessie has lost like 7 points of sanity in this sort of section, so he's getting close to losing his 5th of it. That's why I'm sort of bringing up his wildness here.
So our 5th would be 10. Is that right? Jessie?
Oh yeah, 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, because
So
I
it is
started.
pretty
No,
close.
I started this one with 48, I think. So yes, it's about
okay.
9 or 10 basically. I is a 5th.
Oh, Jesse, like. So either way, we're gonna have to wait many hours before we can even start this, right?
Yes.
So some time has passed already, and you notice as you look out the window that the sun is starting to go down.
I hate
Yeah,
this place, Jesse.
we've the box. And he just dives back into the trunk to open up the small box, the wooden box.
Oh, the small wooden box.
Yeah.
You slide it open. Inside is a silvery talcum powder.
It's deodorant. I certainly will need some.
I think this is for drawing.
Yeah.
I think this is for drawing I mean, I brought my own baggie of chalk, remember? But
Yeah.
I
It
think
doesn't
this.
seem like there's much of it,
Oh,
to be honest. It's a strange looking silvery substance. And a little bit like graphite. I don't know if you're going to touch it or anything, or
Oh,
eat
Jesse,
it, lick it.
that powder you mentioned from the tome.
oh, the powder of Ibn Ghazi.
Yeah. Let's say that's what it looks like.
It does it because he did do some research on it at the library. Does it resemble this powder?
Yeah, you did do a research. Can you roll a Cthulhu Mythos skill roll?
Oh,
I'll give
okay.
you a bonus die.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
You should have a very low Cthulhu Mythos skill because you haven't
absolutely
really done
do.
much.
Bonus die. Oh, I rolled a. Oh, so that's still 14 though, right? Isn't it? Yeah, 14 versus my 3.
Right.
So that's a fail.
Okay. Yeah, you're not sure, but you have a strong suspicion at least. That's you can put 2 and 2 together, but it seems to defy identification. You can also do a science, chemistry, or pharmacy check for the brown powder. Both of you can do that if you like.
I don't think I have science.
It's called chemistry or pharmacy. It's just under the science section. Pharmacy or chemistry.
This is science section?
Yeah. Oh, sciences. I've
Is
got
it not?
I've got nothing in my sciences.
Okay.
Yeah. Bottom right of your.
Okay, there you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing in science either, which is
Yeah. So obviously these characters weren't made with science in mind.
yeah. Okay.
They're more bookish, I suppose. and-
Yeah.
Well, not that kind of book. Different book.
Okay.
Look, I think
Just
one of these things is going to like start the fire, and the other thing we need to wait a minute. Let me just take another look at this journal. I know it mentioned it.
Can you
in here
roll an
somewhere.
intelligence roll, both of you?
Yeah. Okay, it's at the top.
extreme mental success.
Just a standard success for Jessie.
Okay. Well, you both think that it might be there to be useful against the monster, and with an extreme success, you think maybe
The journal. This
you
is the
throw
thing
it
that
at it.
this is the thing that they threw at to give it form.
Yeah. Jesse, I think this powder is something we can throw at the creature to like
That's what the
condense
journal.
it. into a form. Oh,
I don't think it condenses it.
I've
I
still
think
got it, Jesse.
I think it just makes it visible. Like it sticks to it.
It's like a science condensement.
I don't think there's any condensing.
And for how long? Do you remember that? Wasn't that
There's only
something?
a few moments, but critical
10
because
heartbeats or something.
Oh yeah.
If we can do that, I can shoot the living shit out of it in 10 seconds. Like,
well,
that's.
I don't know if bullets are going to do anything, but we can try.
Yeah. Look, we've got a lot of supplies here. We've got our rat poison and our paint and our gloves and our steel pot and our mirror and our rope and our cutlery set and our blank paper and our nav. Like, we can be pretty prepared. But
Are those in the house or are they on the porch?
They're just on the porch outside.
But we've got hours to sort of prep.
Well, as you see, the sun is dropping down. It's getting dark. It's going down behind the trees.
Did the police officer drop his torch?
It's still in it. It's attached to his belt.
Oh, okay.
There's an oil lamp on the side of the wall too, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Nevada will spend a few minutes and try and light that sucker.
And Jesse's just trying to explain to you, look, what happened when they threw the powder on this thing last time? They all went mad. They couldn't handle what they saw. So we just have to be careful. I can't look at it while doing this ritual. I will keep my robe, and yeah, I'm going to wear one of those robes. I'm going to keep the robe covering my vision, so all I can see is the paper with the words I need to speak.
I don't want to say this, Jesse, but should we eat half the rat poison each? This will kill us, but it'll mean our bodies cannot leave here without our conscious direction, if you know what I mean.
You want our bodies to leave without our conscious direction?
No, as in, if this creature takes our corporeal form somehow, we can go elsewhere, right? If we spend our lives to save this place, it might be worth it.
But how do you know it can't just use our dead bodies?
I don't.
Well, that's the plan. Let's go with it. Okay, you guys eat the rat poison.
Oh my god!
Tastes like strawberries.
I think
no wonder the rats love it.
I think Jesse's gonna go do that thing where he's like, he's like this, but it's actually just to the side.
Oh, puts it behind his head. Okay. Okay,
Like,
well, the sun has actually gone down now.
The sun is down, okay.
Yeah, and as the light disappears, you hear a faint swirling above, and then it goes louder and louder, and all of a sudden, a horrific, otherworldly shriek. I can't make an otherworldly shriek out of my mouth, but it whistles out like it's leaving the house, like something leaving out, like a bad, like meatloaf, like
wow,
an insane noise. Screams out of the attic and out into the sky, and seems to swirl around, and the sound dissipates as it goes into the distance.
Was that
Jesse? Like,
was that it?
Gone. I ate that rat poison for no fucking reason. What am I doing? I'm gonna go up into the attic right now, and he's just gonna boost it straight up into the attic. Take the body as he goes, and just see what he can find up there.
Jesse's putting on a robe.
Yep. Nevada goes up into the attic and waves the torch around. You see the the officer's body is up there. So let's say he dropped the torch there because he would have been holding it, right? And then, yeah. So you see the body of the officer up there, his feet. And as you look at it, you see that his chest has been ripped open, just like the other body that was out in the woods of Maggie McFurter. And your torchlight is also illuminating what looks like dozens of dead animals, like raccoons and birds and squirrels and things like that, all long dead. Some of them so old they look mummified. It's a bunch of bones, skeletons, and things up here, but otherwise still.
Anything up there
as well?
Oh, death, Jesse. Like, and he's gonna come back down the stairs. Like, this thing has been killing for years. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's all up there. Okay.
It clearly comes back here. It was back here by the time we arrived in the morning.
Okay, let's burn the house down now.
If we do that...
And I don't know if I mentioned it, but as, you know, on that trap door, there's also a sigil on that. Like there is above the windows and the doors and stuff like that.
Did we just let it out? I think we just let it out by leaving the trapdoor open.
It's killed Maggie, right?
And the police
It's not
officer.
bound because Rupert's dead. I think you're right. I think this is its abode. It goes, it feeds, it comes back.
When it hits
many
midnight,
times.
when it hits midnight, we have to start this. We have to. Where's the risk taker? He's like, where's the risk taker? I mean, you've literally eaten poison. That's as risky as you can get. We can't make that for nothing.
Did he actually poison?
Yep.
You did.
Yeah. At this point, Nevada's going to try and break the trapdoor off the ceiling.
No, no, we need to like...
So he can use it like a shield. That's thinking ahead, Jesse.
But if we wanted to lock it in the attic so it can't come to us.
It can already come to us. It just left it.
Because the attic was open.
Killed the guy.
Because it was open.
Oh, no, it didn't come down, by the way. It went...
Oh, it went up. Ah, okay.
It didn't go through the house. It went.
Right,
you heard it go woo.
Ah, okay.
Out of the attic and into the. Just to be clear, I don't want you to think that it's come down next to you.
Gotcha. We would have been dead otherwise, I think. Has Jesse just ripped the thing, or is he still conversing about it? Sorry, has Nevada...
He's still conversing about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
we got to shut him in there. We got to wait for it to return. We do the summoning. I read the thing. You have the powder and your gun in case it comes near us. And I block everything out and just read until I just need you. Jake cannot interrupt this. If he bursts in here, he can't interrupt me.
Dr. Nevada Jones, can you do a Constitution roll?
And he dies of rat poison early.
Success.
Yes, your success. Okay, you just violently vomit as you next to the ladder, so right onto the pool of blood.
I can't believe you ate
rat pellets.
I can't believe you ate that rat poison.
This place, Jesse, you piece of shit. What are we doing? Okay. I'm going to go and deal with Bloody Jake. You prep the stuff. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. So Jesse's going to make sure like the trap door in the roof is secured again, and he's going to get out his chalk and start doing his best to copy that pentagram next to the fireplace in the room.
Next to the fireplace.
Because the book, the novel or the journal mentioned that there was a fire near where they did it. So he's just trying to be as close to that as possible.
Okay, so you step over the head in the pool of blood and vomit, and into the other room because it's right in the middle of that blood.
Right.
And then you're in the other room and you start to draw out your pentagram and studiously follow its design. Nevada?
Nevada's going to go outside and take some big deep breaths. And he's going to get his pistol out and walk aimlessly and eventually get to the car boot.
Mm-hmm.
And quickly open the boot and then pull the trigger and close the boot.
You open the boot. Red Jake goes, finally, yes, let me out. Blam.
Right in the chest.
Right in the chest. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. He's silenced immediately.
Jesse shakes as when he hears the gunshot, but he realizes exactly what's happened and just gets back to tipping and spreading this chalk out on the floor.
And Nevada's going to stumble back towards the house. It's done. It's done, Jesse. Yep.
Can you do we have anything to light the fire in the fireplace? I want to get this as close as possible to what they did in the summoning.
Jake, he's not.
Yeah, actually, can you do a sanity roll, please, for just murdering someone?
Yeah. Failure.
Here we go.
Okay, a 1d6, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, 2.
Cold-blooded murder. What's that?
Yeah. 2.
2, all right.
Not too bad.
Down to 46.
Yeah. Your hands are shaking uncontrollably. And there seems to be fresh blood on your hands, even though you know it should be dry.
Jesse, I don't know. I can. You can. I don't.
Nevada.
And he's just going to not form a sentence for a while.
Nevada, I need you to we got to get this done before it comes back. Can you just get a fire started? I don't care how you do it. Just get a fire started.
Nevada's going to just monotask for a minute, like all good males do. Block out the entire universe. He's going to look through the old stove, look through the gas light on the wall, look through the supplies in the hobo pack, and with a combination of those three, see if he can start a fire.
Absolutely. So you put your skills to use, and after about 30 minutes, you've managed to light a good roaring fire. It takes longer to draw out this pentagram. It's complicated design. It takes about an hour and a half of steady work. But by then, you have completed. It looks good. And it's well and truly dark outside now. You can hear, well, actually, no sounds of birds or any nightlife out there. It's
no
just
clubbing
deadly silence.
Scene at Boon Rd.
No clubbing. You can't even hear Red Jake anymore.
With the extra time, Nevada's going to have recomposed himself a little, and he's going to get a little bit of that sweet silvery talcum powder and a little bit of the green paint. He's going to paint it onto the axe blade.
Okay. Yep.
With a few aftertaste
you got your
rat
axe
poisons.
with silvery green paint.
That's it.
All right.
And Jesse's just going through that note once more. He just needs to make sure he understands where the positioning of this brown powder needs to be placed and when it needs to be lit. Does it need to be lit before he starts chanting? Does it need to be lit at the end of the chant? He's just trying to get it all in a row there.
Yes. Well, you remember that one person's going to be doing the chanting, and the other one is going to be doing things like starting it by burning and burning throughout little bits, I suppose, throwing it into the fire, the brown powder. And that other person can also be a lookout.
Okay, Nevada, we've got the fire. Here, this little canister is there's a brown powder in that. Throughout the chanting, while you're looking out, you're going to be throwing bits of this into the fire throughout. Just every few minutes, just another little handful, just a small handful throughout it's going to take me an hour to get through this chant.
I'll get Reject to help us.
2 hours. It's going to take 2 hours. So half the canister in the first hour, the other half in the next hour. And then just all you got to do during that is just keep an eye out.
Reject can't help us now.
He also can't get in the way.
Okay.
He's checking the time.
How about we burn the house down? Like,
look,
this idea should come to the top.
If this doesn't work, we burn the house down.
Okay.
If it gets to 2 o'clock,
Okay, you two...
we burn the place down. And he's like, put this on.
You two
and he
spend the
throws one of
time
the robes.
discussing your plans. Sorry?
I'll just say he quickly grabs another robe and throws it towards Nevada. I don't know if you need this one, but just get it on.
Nevada's going to surface the shield from the attic door hatch idea again. But this time, I can paint it with a green speckly paint.
And do
There's
what?
Wards in the speckle. It's going to stop them, and I can.
It's going to stop them from you, but we need to keep
Yes.
me alive throughout this.
I am in.
You've got rat poison. You're already.
I vomited most of the blood out.
Okay, we just want to contain it to the
time
attic.
passes with you guys discussing this until it gets to about 11:30 at night. And you just go back and forth with your plans. Now's the time to decide. Have you pulled off that thing at the top, or have you done any other scheme?
He'll shield it, and he's got like.
Well, no, you can both discuss this. You can both.
Oh, we can discuss it.
Yeah, because I like Jessie absolutely wants it on, still secured to the roof.
What's your scale of wanting it on?
100%.
1 to 10. Okay. Okay.
This, and I'm only saying this because it's from everything we can tell, this creature hasn't come into the house at all.
Like, you've had a lot of good points today, Jessie. Like, I ate rat poison, so I'm probably not the best decision to guide tonight.
He grabs like, do we have a knife? Can you carve one of these into like this chair? And he just like kicks the shit out of the chair next to the desk here to try and create a makeshift like wooden shield for you.
I can.
Okay, you can spend like those last final hours. You know, you guys have discussed this. You can, if you want to roll woodworking. Is there a woodworking? I bet there is.
Mechanical repair, maybe.
Craftsmanship.
What's a good one? Credit rating? We can give that one, give that one a roll.
Locksmith?
I don't know if
there isn't really. Well,
about education.
Well, let's just roll mechanical repair. It seems to be as close as I can see for.
Yeah. Additional skill 1.
Oh. Right, is that what?
I have nothing in there.
Oh, my guy's got mechanical repair, so it's a failure. So he does his best, but fails.
Oh, you've got a good mechanical repair.
I do.
Oh.
Okay.
Like, Nevada
so
Jones has
you
no idea what he's doing. 24 versus 10.
Okay.
He's just going to write Nevada Jones. on it. Like, you got to sign your work first. So.
Yeah. That's all the time he's got. He just quickly scratches his initials in.
Okay, it's now 10 minutes to midnight.
Have we heard anything come back into the attic above us?
No.
Ugh. I don't know if this is going to work. If we start and there's no noise upstairs, if there's nothing, we burn this place down.
I think if we succeed, we burn this place down. If we fail, we burn this place down.
Agreed. 100% agreed. No matter what happens tonight, we're burning this place down.
I love it.
Okay, 2 minutes to midnight.
Okay, and he's getting the robe. He's putting the robe over his head. He's standing in the pentagram with the piece of paper. Wait, is he meant to be standing in the pentagram? He's like starting to freak out. Am I meant to be inside the pentagram? Fuck! He's going back to the notes quickly. Okay, all right. So he's standing on the edge of the pentagram.
You be outside the pentagram. Explicitly says outside the pentagram.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was like standing in it with a piece of paper. He's like, "Fuck no!" And he gets out. He makes it so he can see.
It also says, "Respect the pentagram. Do not break the pentagram."
He's checked it quickly. He didn't. He's all good. All he can see is the paper in front of him. He's sort of rehearsing just a couple of the words to make sure if they sound Latin because he doesn't speak it. Nevada, are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Nevada's reloaded his pistol in one hand with his chair shield, like strapped to his arm with his axe in the other hand.
It says Nevada Jones on it.
Yeah. Nevada Jones.
The moment you hear me say the first word, throw that first bit of brown powder into the fire. Not all of it, just a small handful. Okay.
Okay. Your watch ticks over to midnight. Dong.
Jessie, so you.
And he just starts reciting the words on the sheet in front of him. Waiting.
Right, you start speaking your Latin language.
Mm-hmm.
Which is you would have had a good look at it and tried to memorize it by now. I'm sure you were looking at it, and it is a mouthful, that's for sure. But you start to recite it, and Nevada
will be watching the attic and the windows and the door, like in a sort of an irregular pattern, and just keep an eye out. And when he was mentioned to, he'll powder the powder.
Okay, you throw the powder in a pinch of powder into the fireplace, and it combusts in like a big puff of dark, acrid smoke. It's not a pleasant smell, but it is somehow comforting. So it seems to that as Jessie is reciting this Latin chant, the light in the room seems to dim a little. It was already dark. You've got only the light of the fireplace and the torch, but maybe an unnatural darkness flickers around you. You hear a voice, not a voice, a sound from above in the attic, some sort of shuffling around, and a croaking or a creaking, a deep, unnatural sound from some kind of animal or creature.
Jesse really wants to look up. He really, really wants to look up, but it's just concentrating on looking down, reciting the words.
Jesse, should I go check that out? Oh, no, sorry.
You smell the smell of freshly baked bread from above.
Oh, shit.
Oh man.
Inviting.
Is super confident that this creature's going to come in, and he's just going to steel himself for the creature to attack. And his plan is to cut it with the axe and then shoot it immediately afterwards. So that's what he's going through in his mind, like chop, shoot, chop, shoot, chop, shoot, burn,
chop, shoot. Yeah. As you're imagining chopping and shooting, behind you, out the front, you hear a car horn.
Jesse, like, almost, there's like, just for a moment, he almost trips on a word, but just pushes, lands that word, and just continues forward. He's like pointing, like, just gesturing out behind him, not knowing what he's gesturing or how Nevada's going to take it, just sort of like gesturing.
Nevada will rush to the window and peer out and see what he can see.
You look out and you see the police car. Its horn is honking and its lights are flashing like this, and it's one of its doors opens and shuts. Boof, boof.
The car's gone mad. The car's gone mad.
It's loud. But you can't see anyone out there, so that's even weirder. Yeah.
Hang in there, Jesse.
You guys are just continuing doing what you were, but as you're looking out, Nevada, you see like someone crawling along in the grass. Like it looks like someone's injured out there. Maybe 20 meters, I don't know, 50 feet into the southeast, off coming from some overgrown garden patch or something like that. Looks like an injured woman.
Nevada's
crawling towards you.
Is the other windows openable, or is it we opened the window that was smelly when we first went in, right?
Oh yeah.
You can open them, yeah.
Yeah. Nevada will open up the window and take a breath, and then fire. His pistol at the injured body out the window.
All right. Do a shoot, whatever that. What do you roll to shoot?
I've got a 38 special handgun box. So
okay. That? Yes. Roll that.
Failure. 100
handgun,
versus 40.
That's an epic.
That's like
fail.
almost backwards, right?
Shoots
maybe he'll
Jesse
like
in the circle.
he'll like maybe knock it on the window as he goes to put it out and go.
Holy shit!
Wait, what happens with a 100?
That's that hardly ever happens, right? So I've forgotten exactly, but that's a botch or whatever they call it in this game.
Oh yeah.
I had the handgun backwards in my hand the whole time.
There's all that blood that was dried on
Yeah.
it. How do I handgun? Let's just get you to roll a D100, I think.
Yeah. 23?
Okay. Well, luckily there's only 132 entries for handgun, and
Whoa.
okay, so we'll get back to that, I think,
Okay.
as I go through it.
All right. Well, Jesse's just going to continue. He hears like the gunshot behind him, and it's just he's mentally he's getting frustrated at like it's only minutes in at the moment, and there's already been like so many distractions that have instantly kicked in, but he's just so determined to continue on.
All right, so yeah, you rolled a malfunction. I'm going to say that your gun explodes.
Oh.
Like one of the rounds it's all gummed up by blood, and a round doesn't quite escape, and just it bangs and it pops open, and black powder just bursts out over your hand and over your wrist. So that's let's do a D4 damage.
Damn.
4 damage. Oh damn. Nevada Jones is at 1 out of 9 hit points.
Oh shit. Jesse, there's nothing Jesse can do, nothing Jesse can say. He is just continuing on.
He's just
Okay,
gonna,
Jesse powers through,
He
ignoring
tries to, yeah,
the
yeah.
pain and suffering of his friend.
he's gonna jam it under his arm with his axe in that hand, just crying and sobbing and pissing himself a little bit.
It's blistered up, and like a lot of the skin has been taken off, and it's blackened and burnt. The woman, you see out of the corner of your eyes, you look up away from your wrist. She's quite close now, and she's crawling. She looks like she's in pain as well, and she looks up and with a pained expression on her face says, "Help me."
She's outside still, and Nevada's looking through the window still, right?
Yeah. She's about
okay.
20 feet away, 15 feet away,
Okay.
crawling towards you. "Help me."
You help me, you bitch!
Okay, so she continues to crawl close, and she's right next to below the windowsill where you are now,
Okay.
and she crawls up to it, and she goes, "Help me, Nevada." And
Nevada's got his axe raised, and if she comes close enough to the window, he'll swing.
as she lifts her face, you can see that she's grayed. Her face is grey and pale, and there's blood smeared on it, but it's all dry, and her eye is droopy, and her eyes are milky, and her chest is ripped open. It's like a giant wound with just a gaping hole there. She's obviously not well. Can you roll a sanity roll?
Why did you open the window?
Failure. 48 versus 46.
Oh, no.
Only by 2 though.
Can you use your luck points
so that's
on it?
no, not on a sanity.
Oh.
Okay, you see that as she comes close, you realise it is
Maggie McFurter.
Maggie McFurter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maggie. Wake up, Maggie, now. Yeah. Okay, so let's roll the fuck. Where is it? I guess a D4.
1.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no.
Is that
okay.
sanity damage, or is that something else?
Yeah, that's sanity damage. I think it should have been maybe a bit more, but
okay, we're going to 45.
oh, so you got a hard success.
No, that was a second roll. You can, yeah, it was a failure.
Oh, what's the second sanity for? Nothing.
Me clicking the button wrong.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, okay. So you take the sanity damage and you reel backwards, land on your ass right behind Jesse, just avoiding
Jesse, while
knocking him into the pentagram.
While reading, just like Jesse puts his hand back, pats Nevada on the shoulder, sort of grabs him, shakes him a little bit, while still reciting these words, and just points towards the fire.
Nevada thinks he understands and just pretends the woman outside is just a dream for a moment, and does his little chuck this shit in the fire thing before he tries to scramble back to his feet for his watch post place.
All right.
She wasn't there. She wasn't there.
A voice comes from the window. It's Maggie. "Open up, Dr. Jones. Let me in. Let me in."
Nevada's going to sprint to the window. "I hate that joke, you bitch!" And then shut the window.
Oh, okay. You slam it on her fingernails.
Yeah.
Fingernails are crushed in the windowsill. But she doesn't seem to respond to that. She doesn't look like she feels pain. You smash that. Okay, so about 30 minutes has passed.
Oh man. Okay.
So, you're doing well. So apart from almost being dead. Okay.
Is Jessie hearing anything more happening up in the attic? Okay.
Yeah, you hear growls and things like that occasionally, but it seems to like the voice comes and goes. You know, it seems to hiss and speak very low, but in words that you can't understand, and then get shriekingly loud, like it's trying to attack you with its voice, and it will like then go to a low humming sound, and then all of a sudden attack you with its like a piercing shriek.
Jessie like jumps
at about
each of those kind of like louder ones, but it doesn't interrupt. He makes sure he just continues on.
You hear a banging from the car again. Bang, bang, bang. And then as you look out, Nevada, you see the boot kicked open. You see behind Maggie's hideous form, the boot of the car pop open. Poof, and out of it, the hideous, disfigured figure of Red Jake emerges as in the shadows and starts to lurch towards the cabin, moving not in a human way at all, like in a lurching, spasming movement. Oh, Red Jake, let me in. I don't want to be out here.
Nevada's just going to run around the windows, make sure they're shut, and he's going to stand near the door with his axe. You bastard, you bastard, you bastard, you bastard. And he's just going to
kill me.
I'll kill you again. I'll kill you again, you piece of shit.
Kill me. His face splats up against the window next to Maggie McFurter and just sort of slides against the window, blood smearing it, and you can see his disgusting mouth and like blackened teeth chattering and his tongue slurping against the glass. You kill me, now I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna rip your heart out.
When his face
Can
hits
you
the
roll
window,
a sanity check?
Sanity check. Sanity check. Oh, not that button. This button. Failure. 57 versus 45.
Okay, that's a D6, please.
D6 coming up. 2.
2. All right.
Down to 43.
Yeah. Jessie is like starting to, like with all of the noises happening and he can hear Nevada freaking out. Jessie tries to start like, starts yelling or shouting or really projecting out his voice with the words now to try and distract Nevada from all of the other noises.
Okay. So you're trying to be the center of louder than the other.
Just to try and remind him to like stay on target. We need like the powder needs to go in regularly. Like he's just, I'm here. Don't forget me.
Yes. Stay on target. Okay.
Nevada's turned off his nav computer.
Almost there. Almost there.
All right. So that goes on for about an hour. Just these pleading voices to let you in. You know, they change from pleading to threatening, and over, back and forth. Are you letting them in?
Nevada's just gonna start crying like, I killed you, Jake, you piece of shit. And he's gonna hold the axe like right up the top so it's not as heavy on his arm. And every time they move towards the window, he's gonna be a little bit triggered if he should smash the window or not. But so far he hasn't done that. He's like, and then he's gonna squeeze his burnt hand underneath his armpit to try and help him when he feels weakest, to like,
Okay.
He's gonna try and hold. But if they
It's
open the
been
window,
about-
or if the window breaks, then he's gonna just go ham with the axe.
Okay. Let's see here. It's been over an hour. And from above you hear like a gurgling and a hissing, and a sizzling. It's a strange like liquidy droplets. And you look up and there's like a disgusting sort of viscous fluid dripping down through the boards above you from the attic, and they start to drop around you like a viscous blob will land on the floor and make a sizzling sound like tss, and fumes will rise from it. Can you roll a luck roll, please, Jesse?
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. 39 versus 51. That is a success.
Okay. All right. A big blob of this acidic fluid lands right next to you. And you get a whiff of it, but it's just missed you. All of a sudden, the whole place lurches. The whole building, seems to lift up, boom, off its, it's like an earthquake, bang, and all the items on the shelves and everything, they rattle and fall over. All the Red Jake's crap. The fire starts to smoke, fill the room with smoke, and just everything is going nuts. It's
And Jesse just is like shouting the words now. He's finding it's like the venom within him to try and like put some real hate into some of the words he's saying now. As if he's like fighting back with his words in the way that this entity was fighting him with words before.
Like an 80s music video.
Yeah.
Nevada's going to squeeze onto his injured hand to try and retain his focus throughout this, and just hold his axe even tighter, like white knuckles, to try and make sure it doesn't slip out of his hand. And his mantra of chop, shoot is now just chop, 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 then burn the house. Chop, 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 then burn the house down.
Red Jake leans back and smacks his head into the window over and over. Bang, bang, bang. And then on the third hit, it cracks and shatters. It smashes the window as his blood spurts out of his forehead and all over you. Are you near the window?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And you're sprayed with the blood of Red Jake's black, thick blood. Let me in. It's your last chance.
As Nevada threatened him earlier, as soon as the window breaks, he's just going to smack into his head with the axe.
Don't roll a 100.
Oh, okay. Roll for axe. Is it a brawl, I suppose?
Roll. Let's go. Failure. 100. 100.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, it's 100.
What the
Was
fuck?
that his head or was that my head? We're both. Oh, wow.
All right. Okay, so roll for luck. Let's see what happens here. I don't even know what to do. It's so rare.
Failure on the luck. 86 versus 41.
He's got 1 HP left.
Yeah.
So much
Okay.
wiggle room, right?
The rat poison kicks in just as you go to swing.
Nope.
Yeah. You go straight for Red Jake's head, but it reels back, and so you swish through air. The axe doesn't stop and embeds itself in your thigh, hitting into the bone and splitting it. you have an axe embedded in your leg. Can you roll? So it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, unless you
D4.
take 0 damage.
Roll a D20.
What did you get?
Oh, what do you want me to roll? D6?
Oh, a D4, sorry.
D4.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Okay. All right. Well, you start to you pass out basically. Smack. Just the searing pain shoots through your thigh, and it's just all too much. Everything goes black in front of your eyes, and you tumble over. The last thing you see as you're falling over sideways is Red Jake smiling, broken tooth grin. You knock. There's only 5 more minutes to go in this ritual that you're chanting, Jessie, and everything seems to go quiet.
There's like
Were you gonna say something?
I was going to say, yeah. What I think at this point there's just been so much noise happening around from the attic above him, the knocking on the walls of the windows, and he heard the smash of the window as well. He heard sort of Nevada call out as he went to attack whatever it was that was smashed the window. So Jessie has no idea what's going on. So what can he hear right now? He's just speaking those words out loud.
Yeah. So the room gets very dark, except, the light of the fire, its orange light seems to illuminate the pentagram in front of you. All the sounds of Red Jake and Maggie McFurter outside and the sounds above, they seem to just diminish. Everything becomes quiet, like they've either they've shut up or you can't hear them anymore. You're not sure, but you do notice a wisp of oily smoke from above curling down from the attic and twists down towards the center of the pentagram on the floor. You can see it, a vague sort of shape, like the smoke is making a little bit of a shape, but nothing that is visible as I don't know, like a creature or anything like that.
Yeah.
You hear a couple of thuds behind you, flump, flump, like bodies hitting the floor. You continue to chant, I suppose.
Yeah.
Will you stop now?
No, I'm trying to decide, like, I think internally, Jessie knows something bad has happened, right? Like, he doesn't hear Nevada anymore. He heard him panicking. He could hear him swearing. And now there's just no word from Nevada now. And I think in his mind, he's like fighting with that urge just to be like turn around and ask if Nevada's okay. Like it's really clawing at him. So I'm going to leave it down to a roll on whether...
Okay.
And it's going to be a constitution because I figured that's like whether he can push past this thought. He's got pretty high constitution, but there's still a chance. So we're going to put it down to constitution.
Love it.
It's a 24 versus 80, so that was a good roll. He knows that like breaking at this point would be this it would just ruin everything. Even if Nevada's not okay, it would mean it was for nothing. So he just pushes through and just starts screaming out the words.
Okay, as you scream, the smoke starts to condense and coalesce into some sort of partially visible form. And it's a woman, like a middle-aged, almost elderly woman. And you recognize her form. It's Joyce, your mother.
My mother?
And she says, little Jessie, what are you doing? You're trapping me inside this. You've brought my spirit here, and I'll be trapped here forever. Just stop what you're doing. Stop it. Just think of your father and his Bible. Just read the Bible.
Jesse is confused, and his shouting sort of softens a bit, but he doesn't stop speaking, and he's trying to get to his mother is alive. He writes, she's alive, isn't she?
Yes, she's alive.
He's just struggling with it. Why is she here? But I write to her every week. This can't be her. This can't be true. And I don't know if I should leave this for another role again or.
No, it doesn't have to be a role. It's just what you think your character would do.
I think he writes to his mum every week. He knows that she's fine. She can't be here in this form. There's just no way. So he just looks directly into that form and just continues the words with a sneer on his face.
It twists in a horrible spasming shape, and it says, "You little shit, you disgusting little turd. Your father would be so disappointed." And it becomes instead, its disguise seems to fall from it, and it becomes a horrible twisting mass of talons and maws and long appendages. It's semi-visible. Can you roll a sanity roll?
Here we go. This is where it all falls apart.
100.
Success! 29. This is my first sanity success. Okay. 29 versus 43.
Right. Well, you lose one anyway from seeing this horrible thing.
I think I'm 1 point away from temporary insanity, so that was great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good save then. It starts to scream, basically, and be pulled down into the center of the pentagram, and starts to condense and harden into a sort of a crystallized form.
Condensing,
and then it pops into dust. And all the light seems to fill the room back to how it was, like a normally lit room from the fire and the torch around you. Some sort of unnatural darkness dissipates.
Jesse,
you feel
he continues
exhausted.
He continues just in a quieter tone. He continues the words. They've just been repeated so often he knows them off by heart now, and he's just now taking a moment to look around the room as he continues saying it just in case. He pulls back the robe so he doesn't have his blinkers on, just takes in the room and sees Nevada on the ground. And he stops. He stops the words finally. What does he see?
Well, it's back to an ordinary room. The feeling of oppression and evil has been lifted. It was quite oppressive just being in here, just approaching the farm before, but that feeling seems to have gone. It's a nice, although a very messy room, but it's apart from the blood and the vomit and the person with the axe in their leg and the dead bodies outside and the smell of decay, it's quite nice.
Okay. I think he's going to just get to he just pulls off the robe, tears a big chunk off it, and starts tourniqueting Nirvana's leg, trying to tighten that off. He's checking for his pulse and stuff to make sure he's alive.
Right, you can roll first aid.
Oh yeah, and I killed him.
100.
yeah. 96.
Nick.
Did you go 96?
96 versus 30. So he's just hanging him up to the roof.
You can push a roll
Oh yeah, okay. Let's let's push a
And
first.
some reverse luck points to make it 100.
Yeah, I'd like to grow my luck points back. Thank you. Well, I pushed it and I failed still as well.
Oh.
So he's like frantically
Okay.
trying to help tourniquet his leg, and he's checking for a pulse, and he's started doing CPR and he doesn't need to or something.
Yeah. You
Crack a few ribs.
start to do olden style CPR or something, and you just hear all his ribs crack, which is quite normal in CPR anyway. You continue, but you just, as you're going a little bit insane from everything, you just don't notice or know when to stop. Or, I mean, this couldn't do much anyway. It couldn't get much worse than this. But by the time your senses come back to you and your breathing returns to normal, you notice that you've completely caved in Dr. Nevada Jones's rib cage, and basically it's just blood is filling all his shirt. It's almost like he almost looks like Maggie McFurder under.
I'm gonna eat his heart.
And yeah,
And you go back to full HP.
you stand up, look at your blood-soaked hands, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and you're in a cabin surrounded by dead bodies. After
Where's the rat
I think
poison?
you slowly go a little bit insane. Let's roll a sanity for that, because you've just pushed the first aid roll.
That is
horribly
a
wrong.
fail.
A 96.
96 again.
Yeah.
Okay, 1d6 for what you in your mind is killing your mentor.
That's 3, which pushes me well past my 5th for the day.
Right. So you are. So that's a 5th. That means you're indefinitely insane. Well,
Indefinitely.
yeah. All right. Roll a D100. Let's see.
Indefinitely? Like just forever?
No,
40.
that's permanently. That's
right. 40. 48.
Okay. Now, all right. So, roll a D10, please.
Okay. That is a 10. 10 out of 10. Perfect roll.
Yes.
Oh, a 10 out of 10. You develop a mania.
Oh.
Roll a D100, please.
All right. Do you want
Let's see what kind of mania you got.
84.
That's a good one.
It's a pretty good one.
84. You got Plutomania,
Like he just hates
the
the
obsessive
Disney
desire
dog.
for wealth.
Oh. Obsessive desire for wealth.
Yes. That really only kicks in when you're in a state of madness, which you are in.
Right.
You start to run around the house trying to find anything like that might be worth any money.
Yeah, like
You
he's looking down at the dead body and he's starting just like freaking out, and he's thinking about like what is he meant to say to the SEU, and he's like, well, I can't go back to the SEU. I'm just going to have to take the car outside. I'm going to take everything that I can from here that's worth anything, and I'm just going to take it with me. I'm just going to fill the car up, and I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to burn this place down, leave no sign of it, take anything of wealth, and I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great, because you're actually in a state of madness
Yeah.
for 10 hours. You rolled a 10 on your D10.
Wow.
So after... can you roll another D10, actually?
Okay. 10 hours is a good amount of time to like just go like pack everything up and just drive, start heading out of state, you know. I rolled a 3.
Right.
for the next 3 years.
It's for 10 hours for 3 years.
Yeah, you start driving the police officer's car, and after 10 hours, you come to your senses, and you're battered.
Mm.
The investigator comes to their senses and finds themselves battered and bruised. Hit points reduced to half of what they were before going insane. Though this does not cause a major wound.
Mm.
You've not been robbed. How the damage was sustained is you can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But your police car is gone. You're in an alleyway back in Arkham.
Oh. It just throws up.
And that's how you will live your life.
Yeah. Man, that was awesome.
We'll call it there.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Whoa.
That was seriously cool. Sorry,
Well,
Nevada.
congratulations to one of you.
Yeah. I did
Well, no,
it.
you both made it happen. Like,
Oh,
even
yeah,
though,
yeah.
I mean, even if you'd both died, you still succeeded.
Nice. The rat poison helped a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think that did.
Man, I can't believe you rolled 100 on both attacks.
That was so great, right?
Like losing your hand, like that was awesome. Like that was a good touch. I thought that was really cool. But then you just like sever your artery and kill yourself. That's great.
The
We
creature
only
on the
had one
attic's like,
HP left.
yeah. The creature in the attic's like, I don't need to worry about him. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. I really love the tone of Call of Cthulhu. I just love the helplessness of it. Like it really does feel like at one point when you're mentioning Red Jake getting out of the car, I'm literally sitting here just like this going. I love it. I think it's great.
I thought you guys were gonna, end up getting. At one point, you were on the verge of getting rid of Red Jake and Maggie McFurter, getting them off the property. None of that would have happened.
True.
Yeah.
But it was the officer that decided to stay. So
Yeah, it's checking out the place.
Yeah, which makes sense. It does make sense. Even going to get the police officer is like if we hadn't have gone off to get him, one of us would have gone up into the attic for sure. Like for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You almost did it as soon as you went to the attic. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go check out the attic.
Yeah.
As soon as you came to the cabin, I mean.
Yeah. That's what I'm
And I
saying.
was
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
like,
It's interesting the severity in this game, right? Like,
yeah.
it could be a
Yes.
three session mini campaign. It could be 10 minutes.
Yes.
That was cool. I really, really enjoyed that, Shannon. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you,
good.
dude.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Yeah. I do want, like, maybe once we finish off Caldera's Call, it'd be awesome just to run into like a decent, 12-week kind of campaign. I think that'd be awesome. Like something
That's
a bit
12
larger.
separate campaigns, man.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, that's kind of the point with Call of Cthulhu with some of the bigger campaigns as well, is that characters go mad and then your new character goes and visits them in the mental asylum to get information from them. So that is kind of the point, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, even in this one, if you'd have died and there was, significant amount to go on, you can always have like another police officer show up and they can be your character.
Yeah. So that's cool. I do like the idea that Jessie is just like a broken man after this now.
Definitely.
Yeah. At the age of 20, he's just completely broken. Looks 38 or something. Just those like shell-shocked like war veterans that like go off to war and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you in your mind, you've killed Nevada.
Yeah. Totally.
Is there,
And
is there multiple endings to it? Like, do we get the good one where we saved the day?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you definitely got the good ending.
Oh, yeah.
yay.
Because if you don't get rid of it, it would just keep killing.
Yeah.
And you read in the newspaper later on that there was 3 murders in the last week or something like that, and you start to go insane from your own cowardice and stuff like that.
Right.
And if you burn it down, that's the same effect.
Yeah.
Right.
It was really a bad idea.
Just being like, let's just drive off, and as we're driving off, torch the place, and we'll be fine, and then it's good.
Yeah.
I was so close to not even rolling the Constitution and just saying that he stopped the chant.
It would have been
Because
a bit
it's
of a
just like-
bummer.
No, I know, but the idea that his mate basically just like tumbled to the ground behind him, it was just like, you'd have to be insanely strong of will to like push past something like that. Maybe I was
You
thinking
are
of
in
it
the
too.
SEU.
This
And
is his
you got to think
second
about
gig.
what, in his mind though, he's got to be thinking, what would
Yeah.
happen if I stop?
Yeah.
I like the way you escalated his volume as he was going through. It's a
Yes.
Yeah. That was
good
super
way
cool.
to. Yeah, dang.
Yeah.
I'll just, if you do put your head through, it does, you get to do a dodge roll, but if you missed your dodge roll when you put your head up, I don't think you really would survive it.
Okay. What sort of damage does it do?
Wow.
Oh, it's a lot.
2D100s.
What does it? It's
That's neck damage as well.
it's got a 70% chance of hitting, and it does 1d8 plus 1d6.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay.
Nevada just sort of insta died.
Yeah.
Your head.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for playing. That was great.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, thank you. What a mission.
Yeah. For those that have stuck around that are watching, you may notice that the Getting Dicey trading cards have been turned off. Unfortunately, thanks to Twitch changing their APIs, it just broke it completely and utterly. And there's no fixing it without like massive amount of dev time. And even then, even if we were to get it up and running again, another change could just break it again. So unfortunately, we've just had to like turn them off, which is a real shame, though. It was such a cool little system. I love that we were giving viewers the chance to do something like a little thank you for watching us, and it didn't cost them anything, just their time. And a big thank you to Random Origins for putting all of that time into creating such an awesome system, and to Shannon for the art. The artwork was amazing. I was getting what makes it an extra bummer was that I was sort of rearing up to get started on the second round of cards as well. And now that is
I just wanted to use their our little character portraits and stuff, like the childish drawing of Adam's character.
that would have been amazing.
A kid. That'd be a great card. I don't think that they want those sort of apps or something on Twitch. Apparently,
they want stuff that is going to make them money, and that did not make anybody any money. They want stuff that is to do with bits, not channel points. And I wanted to have it as channel points specifically to give people something just as a reward for watching us, just for participating. So it's a real shame. Just a real shame. But hopefully we can find something else at some other point that makes it as a little thank you from us for watching. Cool. If you watched this and didn't watch the previous stuff, it's up on YouTube at the moment. Here is a link to the YouTube. And this will be up for our Patreon supporters tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll try and get it up tomorrow. And if you want to be a supporter there, just head on over to our Patreon and support us there. So it's hugely worthwhile. Don't worry about subscribing to us here. I think I'm looking into whether I should move Getting Dicey over onto going live on YouTube or over onto some other format. The card thing bummed me out. So I'm just like, fuck you, Twitch. Not that I can do it at those other places, but whatever. So we need to talk about what we're going to be doing next week. We might be back for Caldera's Call next week. It's a possibility, but it sounds like definitely the week after that. So if people can remember where we were up to last time, which I barely do as well. So I might need to refresh.
We're just entering
myself.
the farmhouse, right?
Mushroom Man. No. He was talking about the Mushroom Man. He's the Mushroom Man's friend.
Yes, Harry.
Yeah. Harry.
You just spent the night and leveled up, and then you were going to head back to Caldera. All right. Well, thanks again, Shannon. Thank you. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you guys all next week. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.
Cool. All right. I just chucked the thanks for watching up. Whew. That was so. I love that. I love that shit, man. Put that stuff right in my veins. I think it's such a difference to like the Dungeons and Dragons like power fantasy where just like nothing really bothers you that much, and this is just like I just don't want to touch anything because I could die. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Which is interesting because I think like the moment Jesse gets any kind of sanity back, he'll just be back at his place researching the shit out of that tome now. That's going to be like, I think he'll even like drop out of school to just like study this book. He's just going to become obsessed with the book. Yeah. So I don't know if we'll... Yeah. Ooh, that'd be cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys.